Just like
Hi, this
that.
is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And we already had the set up, so we decided to do another Between Two Shoes, and it's one that probably people are curious about.
Definitely.
All right, people love On for its looks, and now we're starting to like them for the performance. And we've got two shoes that kind of fit in the same category, but are a little bit different.
So we have the On Cloudeclipse, which was a favorite here at Believe in the Run, and the On Cloudmonster 2.
I think what we loved about this one was one of the first Ons that we were like, okay, you can run in this, and it's got nice cushioning and felt better than the ones that had the speed board right up against your foot. They moved it down a little bit, gave it a little softer step-in feel. So it had that cushioning. The new Helion foam in this one was a little softer than the previous foams. So overall, we really thought this was a fun shoe. We had a couple little complaints about the upper, but overall, we thought it was a fun, good shoe to be a start for On, and especially putting in some cushioned trainers.
Yeah, so, and the On Cloudeclipse is a similar shoe, daily trainer. The big difference here is that they removed that traditional speed board that On typically puts in their shoes, which always makes them very firm. And all they did was include, they're still calling it a speed board, but we're calling it a midfoot shank. And it's just this one piece of plastic, whereas you used to have an entire like plate right under the foot.
Yeah, I think they like calling it a nylon or something like that. I don't know if they like calling it plastic, but it is plastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this ride was much softer than we're used to from On. It has this new Cloud Tech phase, which is basically just a fancy term for this new shape of pods, if you will.
Elliptical.
And so this was just a very comfortable max cushion shoe. It was a nice surprise from On when we were so used to that firmer feeling underfoot.
And it kind of looks like the Cloud Surfer. As a matter of fact, it looks a lot like Cloud Surfer. I prefer this one over the Cloud Surfer, just that
stack.
Well, not just the stack. It just has a little more, I don't know, with the shank at the bottom, it gives it a little more, I don't know, stability and a little less mushy feeling. So I felt like this one held up better over time.
Yeah, and this upper was pretty simple. The lacing system is a little bit more intricate here than you have in the Monster, but otherwise it's a pretty simple mesh. It's breathable, it works.
Yeah, I preferred this upper. I was able to get a better lockdown. I also felt like this one fit true to size, so my 10.5, this one fit correctly. I don't have the widest of feet, and this upper was able to give me the kind of lockdown I wanted, although it's still roomy.
Yeah.
But I was able to lace it up and get the fit I wanted on this shoe, and I ended up putting tons of miles on that one.
Yeah. I will agree with Thomas here. So the On Cloudmonster 2, you definitely have to go a half size down. It's a little bit long, and also it's a very wide build. So that combination makes it very, very roomy, which is great if you do have a wider foot, but it's definitely a little bit too much room if you go true to size.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy on me, and it was my one knock against the original Monster was I really wanted a more supportive upper, something that you could lock down a little bit better. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, they probably have put in some structural elements into the upper to give you that better fit. I know that a lot of people had the same kind of comment about the upper. So I was really excited to see if they were going to change that. I feel like aesthetically it looks a little more modern than the previous one, but I didn't get that lockdown I was looking for, and I had a little bit of like wiggle room in the collar, and I do think that going down a half size would have probably fixed that.
Yeah, the other main difference here, there is a weight difference. So these are both women's 7.5 sizes. This one comes in at 8 ounces. This one came in at 8.8 ounces. It is a little wet from this morning, so let's say 8.5. So about a ½ ounce difference here. So the Monster is going to be a bit heavier. And also just the general underfoot feel, you're going to get a much firmer ride from the Monster, whereas you get a much softer sinking in feel from the On Cloudeclipse. I think if you are looking for a shoe that can pick up the pace, you'd be looking more towards the Monster maybe, even though it is a bit heavier. I think just with that firmer ride, maybe you could pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know if I totally agree with you. I feel like this one is softer, but it's a cruiser. This one, the extra weight, and I think you're being generous with giving it a whole 0.5 off for the weight. My size 10.5 is over 11 ounces. That's just I'm not picking up the pace in an 11-ounce shoe.
Okay. I mean, you can.
You can work extra hard and pick up the pace in an 11-ounce shoe. I mean, both these shoes are more or less, I would say, cruisers, daily mile gobblers.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, I'll jump to it.
Between two shoes, you're going on Cloudeclipse?
I'm going on Cloudeclipse all day, every day. This one still feels good. I like the feeling of the Cloud Tech and the way it comes through. I like the dual density foam under here. I get what they're trying to do, but just for my preferences, I would lean towards that one. And the price is the same.
Yeah, they're both coming in at $180. I think I'm gonna agree with Thomas here. I'm not as sold as much as he is. I just feel like this really comes down to that underfoot preference. If you want a slightly firmer ride or a slightly softer ride, I generally almost always go softer, which would bring us back to the On Cloudeclipse. But there's something about the Monster that just, it was just easy to run in, and I just felt like the miles flew by, and even though it is a bit heavier, it's just a solid shoe. And
it is fun to run in. I would agree with you on that. There is a sensation that comes through when you're rolling your foot through this that you kind of feel almost like I would compare it to, you know, the taxi cabs have those like beaded seats.
Sure.
I would say that this has like a beaded seat feel underneath, kind of massaging your foot as you run. But I don't know.
All right, but if we have to choose, we are going on Cloudeclipse. This is your winner.
That's it for Between Two Shoes. If you have shoes that you want to know the difference between or want us to rate which one we prefer, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We may or may not get to it, but we'd love the comment anyway. And might as well smash the like button while you're here and subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 90,000 right now subscribers. We just want to hit that because if we get to 100,000, get that little silver play button, and everybody likes trinkets.
Yes.
So help us out.